A very big welcome to you, my dear Leo. The sun is in Taurus, giving the light to the moon, which is in your sign. And so it looks like you have Taurus behind you. It's like this spiritual knowledge, the spiritual heritage, right? The old spiritual knowledge is behind you, supporting you, going back to the new moon, going to the left, going introverted, following your instincts, following the lion, and here the 8 major arcana, the infinite, the 5th major arcana, the 5 senses, and knowing that you are supported. Now in your deck, the Hierophant looks like this. She is like a Hierophant and she is creating here her ceremony, right? And so it's a little bit more contemporary to see the Hierophant like this. The Hierophant is ruled, or Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus is beauty and love and money. And so we're going to look into Venus this month. And you are ruled by the sun. The sun is your star, dwarf star, which goes through all the signs. And so right now you feel Taurus, right, through the sun, which is your energy. And so you're gonna feel, what is it that I want to put now as roots into the earth? What is it that I want to be like an institution that exists for a long, long time? The yoga position for Taurus is a movement, not the pillars that frame the Hierophant anymore. And you see the triangle here, the 2 students of the school and him as the peak. And so you see the red triangle, that's like we go up to the information and then the information will come down streaming, right, automatically. You are getting here, of course, the lion pose and the lion breath, and so this is really a beautiful energy to understand that you have that strength, right, to understand the infinite, because infinity for a lot of people, it's kind of like, what? You are the King of Wands, and here we see the big heart and the sun behind your head. Is your birthday between the 13th of July and the 12th of August, then this is your court card. If not, please look in the description below. As a Leo, you extroverted, you are roaring, you are liking the stage, and you can pretty much create a party. You are the 5th house of joy and play and party. Let's enjoy this life, right? Even though it looks pretty grim right now. Back to the last reading, we had Aries Sun giving the 2nd Leo moon the light, which means you had twice Aries telling you something. And I do remember this reading now looking at it, because Aries is, of course, ruled by Mars, and Mars is the tower, and there I had the animal spirits, and the black egg came up, and that's the 5th chakra, that's the voice that's talking. And when you speak the truth, the access to the higher realms is there, because the 5th element is the voice. 5th element is speaking the truth in such a way that you will get exactly what you're asking for. So when you get Aries Sun twice giving you the light, right, so it's very clear that this black egg was letting you know something important. And now we have the Hierophant, which is also 5, the throat, the 5th chakra. And so we are going to look into Venus, and for Venus I have here the Inner Wise Healing Pharmacy, Become Your Own Healer. And there's a lot of healing modalities connected here in this box, right? Lots of little cards come here, and we're gonna pick one. straight to the point. 216, you see the hexagram and the flower. 2 is the High Priestess, 1 is the Magician. Calculated together, we get the 3, the Empress, and the 6 is the Lovers, is Gemini. The Sun will be in Gemini in the next reading. The 3 and the 6 is the 9, which is the Hierophant, which is the inner knowledge that you now gained, will give you a completion, a feeling of like, I have arrived. Great. So we're going to start the reading. Just that you understand, I'm reading to the left because we're going to your new moon. You just had your full moon, and now it's going back to the new moon. And so the Fool is saying, the 3 of Cups is talking, and the 3 is like the Empress, right? Venus. Here we understand that Venus is beauty, is joy, is fun. Look at you. You're having fun, but the middle cup is pointing to the left, is pointing to the spiritual. And so here we have Mercury in Cancer. And Mercury is the Magician. Mercury is this one, or maybe this one. And the 3 and the 0 is the 30. And so you begin to think about enjoying yourself again and having a party and celebrating life, right? Celebrating whatever it is that you feel like celebrating. Whatever crazy idea it is, do it. This is Uranus, right? The Fool. It's the new beginning. And so it's almost like the 3 inside here of the Hierophant is letting you know you are now creating a celebration. A celebration is not just a party, it's like a celebration. Then speaks the Magician. And the Magician is saying, then you become the Hunter. The number 27, and the 27, we have the 20 inside, which is the Last Judgment, but also the 2, right, the High Priestess, and there was a 2 here in this card, and I completely forgot to look what this card means. I'm a little bit distracted today, I have that feeling, so maybe you're distracted as well. 216. Oh, this is beautiful. Here we get the sage leaves. To be able to bite strongly again. To find your inner balance. To keep your spirit fresh. And to keep nourishing yourself. Wow. So, to bite again. To be able to bite strongly. To keep your inner balance, then keep your mind fresh, or your spirit, right? And to support or to nourish oneself. So, there we go. You see the Hunter? You going and will start to hunt. And the 20 is the calling. It's your calling to become now a hunter. And there lies the 2 as well, which is then, of course, the High Priestess, the intuition. And the 7 is the emotional intelligence that you need to see that this cup is nourishing the Hunter, and that the 9 appears. The 9 came here, so you have a 9-9 portal. But if we include the Magician, we get a 10, and the 10 is a new cycle. So you are looking at this cup. You know that this specific emotion here in the center of the card is giving you the soul, giving you the spirit. And like the card said, right, you are needing to be in your balance and you want to bite again. And so here the Hunter is here and is looking in this cup. Meanwhile, the bear is looking to the left. So the 10 is left. And the 10 is then a new cycle, 1 as well, right? And the magician is Mercury, and so the information is coming. But I wanted to know what is coming, and here's the priestess of wands to the left. And the priestess of wands is Aries. And Aries, right back then, was Aries Sun. The second time you got Aries Sun telling you, when you speak the truth, the access to the higher realms is there. And so now the 1 with the 10 here is an 11, and that's the inner teacher, the inner wisdom. And she's facing this way, the outer world. She's facing the take action while you actually looking deep within into your spirit. And so recognize the 10 and the 1 is an 11, and the 11 is a portal. Then speaks the high priestess, and the high priestess is bringing you Gemini. And so it's like saying Gemini next month is going to be important. It's the Knight of Swords, and he is the 3rd house of communication. And in your communication, you're going to be way more intuitive than you ever have been. And so the 2 and the 3 is really beautiful. It's the 5. And the 5 here is the celebration, is the Hierophant, is knowing that this ancient knowledge is here, is teaching you, is giving you the 3, is giving you the Empress, is giving you the Venus, is giving you the love and the beauty. And so this information is coming, and it's almost like he sees the bear, right? But he doesn't see that behind the bear there's another person. So watch out, right? The way you talk about people, the way you are interacting, everything has a meaning, and everything is important that we watch, that we're not gossiping, that we're not talking behind someone's back, right? And so the communication is going to be very important and very intuitive. And this is why the High Priestess is coming here at you. Then speaks the Empress. The Empress brings you the Sun, your dwarf star. And so the 19 plus the 3 is the 22. And the 22 is a portal. So you had the 11 here with the Hunter and the Queen of Wands, Aries, right? And now you have a 22, and the 22 is the Fool. And the Fool, we had the 3 of Cups. So celebrate, party, partay, celebrate, have fun, enjoy, and see that the celebration is also on a soul level really making you happy. And so the 22 here, very clear, is giving you, you are an Empress, you are knowing what the Sun is bringing you. It's the 3 here as the 3 people that create the triangle here in this card. And so here comes the Empress bringing you the Sun, your planet. The Sun is your personality, is that extroverted energy that you can have, and that wildness, right? And that strength that you have to go this path. And now when we look at strength and Gemini, it's kind of like they're having a short conversation, right? These two. She's like, hi. And he's like, yeah, I see you're lion. I see you can be wild, but don't you worry, right? I'm wild with my mouth. I can talk a lot. And you also, of course, had here the Queen of Wands, right? And you're the King of Wands. And so when we actually see that the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands are coming together, that's also going to be an interesting conversation. So you have the 22, right? And the 22 is saying, well, a portal is opening through the Sun in the Hierophant, in the celebration. Then speaks Taurus, and Taurus is saying here comes Aquarius, and Aquarius is your opposite sign, which is giving you the light for your full moon, right? And here Aquarius as the King of Swords is literally the 11th house of community and technology. And I think you are adapting to a new way. This can be a date, the 5th of November or the 11th of May, which already passed, right? Nevertheless, these two dates could be important for you. And so I do not calculate this together, and I leave the 11, and the 11, like we know, is also here now 4 times the 11, right? The hunter. And mentally, it's almost like he's getting ready, or he's telling you, you better get ready to be strong. You better get ready to bite, to nourish yourself, and to understand how all of this is functioning. Then speaks the King of Fire, which is you as a court card. And here we have the 7 of Cups. So you had 3 cups, which was Mercury in Cancer, and 7 cups is Venus in Scorpio. Together 10 cups. The 10, a new beginning, a new cycle. And it's almost like you understanding here the illusion of these emotions and recognizing that sometimes we have to dive deep to think that in the 7, in the emotional intelligence, lies empowerment, right? But also the illusion of a success, which you sometimes think as the 5th house of joy and fun. And so the 5 and the 7 is a 12, and the 12 is the 12th house, which is Pisces, which is art and spirituality. Calculated together, we get the 3, and the Empress brought you the Sun. Then you understand that everything has its meaning, that even emotions, sometimes they mislead us, right? That's why we come here, because these big emotions that we feel here, they're kind of intoxicating, but also giving us a test of how strong are you to fall prey of certain emotions. And that's why he's here. He's like, do not even think of diving deep down, right? Even though this is Venus in Scorpio, right? Venus, beauty and love, and Scorpio, dive deep down, and you're like, oh, it feels so good and all of that. But no, right? You also had here the Knight of Swords. Now you got the King of Swords, and you have like mentally people coming and saying, well, but have you ever thought about that? But you also have this strong woman, take action, go out there, enjoy the 3 of Cups, she says, right? And all together we have 10 cups. And so the 10 is again the new cycle that is beginning, and you are recognizing it, that you are the sun, and that you feel through all the 12 zodiac signs again and again what's going on out there in life. Then speaks Leo. And Leo gets the 6 of Swords, and that's Mercury in Aquarius. And so Aquarius is saying, well, I told you, the 7 of Cups, yes, you're diving deep down, Scorpio, you transform through this emotional connection, but always remember there is also then an attachment going on, and you don't want to attach yourself. You need to come back up out into the air. You need to learn in your subconscious that you are learning about the new technology, learning about what Mercury has brought you. Mercury brought you to be a hunter, right? That you have the power now to go out there and take care of yourself, right? Learn everything, how to take care of yourself. And so understand that the 6 and the 8 is the 14 and the 5 is left. And so Taurus is bringing you garden, Make sure that you are connected with nature. Make sure that you use the highest technology to create the new type of gardening, right? That's what is so beautiful. There are so many new ways of making the gardening through technology easier, right? And so why not combine it, right? What's wrong with it, right? Nothing. And so the 5 is left. And Mercury in Aquarius is bringing you that. And Aquarius has said to you, yes, do it, right? Do it. Don't go into this emotional, whatever this emotional thing is here, right? Don't get frustrated. Don't follow always your desires. Follow the information. Follow the knowledge. Then speaks the moon as the subconscious and as the dream oracle, and here comes the wall. So there comes an obstacle, and the 5, the Hierophant, and the 6 next month, right, Gemini, which came here on the position of the High Priestess, Gemini, is saying, well, then this becomes an 11. And the 18 calculates together, we get the 9, the 9, 11, or the 11, 9. And so here you get another date, but understand that this is a moment where a wall appears, but in the wall is also a light. And so learn to overcome any obstacles because they make us stronger. And so here the information is clear, but I wanted to see what is bringing the wall, and the wall is bringing you the Emperor to the right. And the Emperor to the right says, well, then, if you go out and you take active action in learning, like the King of Swords has told you so, then you will be really successful. You will be really amazing, because then the 9 and the 4 is then calculated together, the 13. A transformation will appear to you, and the 4 is left. You be able to rule. You be able to see that this is Mars. And Mars brought you the black egg. Aries Sun, right? Has brought you a wall, has brought you this, but it made you maybe go and study more about what is appearing, what is happening in the world. And so the 4 is left. Then speaks the sun, your dwarf star. And here comes the breath. And the breath is life. You have the 27, and you already had a 27, the hunter. And so now the 27 portal is literally giving you then a 9 portal, framing here the 11, framing the obstacles. And you know the obstacles are real. The obstacles here are necessary. That's where we learn the most. And here the 19 is a 10, and the 27 is again a 9, and the 10 and the 9 is the 19, and the 10 is left. So a new cycle where you learning through the breath work to open yourself up further and deeper towards yourself, towards the new moon. But I wanted to see what the breath is bringing, and it's bringing the 5 of Swords. And the 5 of Swords is Venus in Aquarius, and you had here Mercury in Aquarius, right? So you have 11 swords. Plus the swords of here, the King of Swords and the sword of the Knight of Swords, right? But we're not taking those swords away, right? We're just keeping now here the 6 swords and the 5 swords. And so the breath is helping you to overcome the 5 swords, because the 5 of Swords is like, it's like the basic tests of someone hurts you and you're gonna hurt them back. That's it. You're more clever than that. You don't need to fall prey of that, because you have 11 swords, and the 11 again is here the 11 zodiac sign. Become more like a King of Swords, because you're the King of Wands. You are very action oriented, right? And in that action, sometimes you do things that might not be so clever, so become more clever, you need to become more like a King of Swords, right? And so this is why the 11 swords are here and letting you know you need to awaken. You need to learn that the 10 and the 5 is the 15, is Capricorn, is the attachment, is the career goal, is the work, is the money. And then the 6 is left. And 6 is then again the lovers, the self-love that you have for yourself, that you have achieved for yourself, because that's what you like to bring into your life, right? And that's why this is appearing. And then the last card, right? The world is saying that here you get 7 wands. You had no other wands, and you had those 7 cups. So 7 cups and 7 wands, it's almost like they give each other the meaning, they give each other the understanding. And so here you're learning to open yourself in the darkness, in the new moon. The world, the 21 is then the 3 and the 7 is a 10. And so the 10 is very clear, speaks about a new beginning, speaks about you need to awaken to your true strength, because now you have the 3 of cups. Here you see that this cup is pointing to the left. She is in the dark. You are realizing you're going deeper and deeper into your subconscious, learning everything about what there is to learn. And so the world is ready for you, right? The world is ready to shed. The world is ready to be like a star, like a dwarf star. And so the world needs you as a Leo, right? That's what's so cool about it. And so here the 9, this is the healing, right? And so the 7 and the 9 is the 16. And the 16 was last reading, the black egg, right? When you speak the truth, the access to the higher realm is there. And so the 7 is left, and the 7 is again the emotional intelligence that you need to do what it is that you're doing, to use the breath, right? And to understand that any obstacle is here to actually help you. And then you can celebrate, right? You can celebrate, because in the next reading we will also have again the reading to the left. So it continues, right? So you see here that she is facing also in her opening heart the left, the soul, the dark, the inner wise woman, right? That is actually leading the world, because the world is Saturn, and Saturn sometimes are the rules, are the finger, are the father figures, and you're like, no, I am changing it. I am creating a 10, and the 10 is then the understanding that when I find the light in the dark deep within when I find the courage, right? Here, the 7 of Wands, it's a certain courage that is so important that when you look at the card, you understand what the meaning behind is. And so the reading closes with this kind of image. I hope I see you in the next reading. We had in the healing card the 6. We had Gemini, and Gemini is gonna let you know how your self-love is going. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.